Insomnia, no sleep, you suck.
What's up, y'all? It has been a minute since I've updated anything on my blog. And I'm gonna get into why I've been so absent. But first, did you hear that song I was playing in the intro? You know, I like to set the mood right with a little music before I get into my update videos. And that's part of the reason why I've been so absent. That's an original song that I wrote for a project that ended up being in another project that I was working on basically all day, every day. I did a digital concert, which turned into a musical film. And it was part of this program called We Out Here, which was celebrating Black excellence in Seattle. And so the song called Insomnia is about dealing with eczema and insomnia. So yeah, if you like it, you can't download it right now because it is not available to download, but you can check out the full project, which is, I'll put the link in the description. So part of the reason why I've been so absent is because I was working on a very big project that took a lot out of me. As you all know, we're technically not in quarantine right now, although we probably gonna be back in it soon because people don't know how to act, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. But we were in quarantine when I did the musical film, so I basically did most of it by myself. I had a big team of people that were helping me, but I was basically shooting stuff with my iPhone and filming in my house. So yeah, it was a lot. And then after that, I was pretty depleted. So because I had put forth so much energy into that, so I've just kind of been resting and like getting back into the groove of like being a productive human being. And then also there's just a lot going on in the world. And so for me, just to take care of like my mental, spiritual, emotional health, like I didn't have the energy to put out anything because I had to take care of myself as a human being. So that's what's been going on with me. But I'm back. I feel rested today, anyways. And definitely like I have more focus now on what I want to do and how I want to move forward and how I want to contribute to the ever-changing world and society that we're living in, because change needs to happen. Also, before I get into things, check out my shirt. This is from The Cultured Savage, a Black-owned business. Support, support, support. You know, I'll also put the link in the bio for that. But they have a lot of dope like t-shirts and sweatshirts. So check them out. So you are here to find out, you know, how my skin and my health has been doing. And as you can see, my skin has been doing like really well. This is the best my skin has been in a really long time without using any sort of medication. My face has like really cleared up. It's not perfect, but it's really cleared up. I'm not dealing with like the flaking and like the broken skin, not as much discoloration. Even like my neck has like cleared up. There's still eczema here, and as you can see, there's still eczema on my hands. My arms are darker. The light may be deceiving. I got a little ring light and it's making me look good. But there's still eczema happening, but it's just not as bad as it used to be at all. So let's get a closer look so you can see. I think last time there was like a patch of eczema that was like visible on my forehead, and like I'm still a little darker here and like lighter here. I don't know if that's just like naturally how I am or what, but it's smoother. There's less like wrinkles happening. Yeah, there was like, there's still like a little, that spot right there is like a little dark. Yeah, y'all know this is my problem area, so it's still very dark, and the skin is not, like you can see how there's like wrinkles happening and there's some discoloration compared to like the rest of my skin. But it's not as dry and flaky as it was before. And like not the wrinkles and stuff that was happening on my neck. My hands have improved, but they are probably they are the biggest problem area. But like, again, it's smoother. My wrists are much better. You know, this is my right wrist. It's a little worse than the left, a little more rough, but a lot better. My arms, I don't know if that's just like from being out in the sun or just discoloration, but there's like no eczema right here, and then as you go down it gets like worse and worse and worse. But the good thing is I haven't been dealing with the cysts like I was before, so that's great. I can also keep my nails long again. I've been keeping my nails short for like 5 years so that I won't scratch my skin off and like tear my skin up when I itch. And I'm literally scratching as we speak. I still scratch, but like it's to the point where it's not so intense and my skin is not so weak that I'm going to tear myself up. So that's like a really big deal. I've been keeping my nails short for 5 years and now I can grow them again. So that's like really exciting. The patch of eczema, I had a patch of eczema like on my lower back. And it's still, I wouldn't say it's like 100% clear, but like I touch it and it feels like skin again. It's not rough. It's like cleared up so much. Even the backs of my knees too, there was a lot of, I believe it's hypopigmentation when you lose pigment in your skin. And so I had a lot of hypopigmentation happening on the backs of my knees and my calves. So that has also calmed down and it's not as rough. It's really clearing up. My eyebrows are thicker. I mean, I was talking about them in the last video, but it's like they're even better now. I kind of have like a patch of eczema on my right inner thigh. And sometimes I get them like here and here. And so it's different. In the last video, I kind of talked about this where it's like, it seems like it's just like eczema and not topical steroid withdrawal. So sometimes it like pops up and calms down and pops up and calms down. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. It's calming down right now. I think it was worse maybe like a few weeks ago and now it's calming down again. I did flare up. So the digital concert that I talked about, right before like the day that it was presented online, I basically didn't sleep for 3 days preparing because I had a deadline to meet and it wasn't done. And so my skin flared up as I was not sleeping, stressing, and not eating well because I was trying to finish that project. And then as soon as it was done, I was like finally able to sleep again. And the next day my skin was so much better. And so I already knew that like stress, lack of sleep, and diet were huge contributors to, you know, my skin flaring up. But that happening was really just like confirmation, like, oh yeah, like I really have to maintain balance within my life to be healthy and for my skin to be healthy. But the good news is that flare up again is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. So a lot of healing and a lot of growth has happened. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's just keep moving in the same direction. Okay. I'm still dealing with sinus congestion and mucus. I would say it's calmed down from the last time. I'm still consuming the sea moss and doing the sinus rinse, the neti pot. One thing that I do deal with, it feels like my ears are plugged a lot and sometimes I get like sinus headaches. So I think a lot of that has to do with still just like figuring out my diet and committing to whatever I'm going to commit to. I think last time I talked about cutting out corn and I was really good about that. And then I had some corn. But I'm back to cutting that out and really trying to stay away from like lots of carbs and starches and stuff like that because it just causes more mucus in the body and I don't need that. One thing, it's one of those things that I just need to do but I don't want to do it, but it continues to be on my mind. So I know that this is something that I need to do, but I really just want to do like a fruit and vegetable fast, and then probably like a juice and smoothie fast, and then a water fast, like work my way up to that. But the reason why I think it's so difficult for me is, one, I love food, and two, you know, the whole reason I started this blog, the whole inspiration for it was when I was recovering from an eating disorder. And so I'm very mindful of not putting myself in a place where I feel deprived, because I know that that has negative side effects for me. Like, me feeling like I'm deprived means I'm going to swing to the other end of the spectrum and binge eat, which is what I dealt with, you know, when I had an eating disorder. First, it happened out of, you know, going on like crash diets, not eating and depriving myself, and then not being able to maintain that anymore and just eating everything in sight. So I know that my relationship with food is very much shaped by my experience having an eating disorder and recovering from that. So as I'm changing my diet, instead of in the past where I was just like, why can't I stick to these things? And like, I need to do this and it needs to be this strict and I give myself a lot of grace as I'm changing my diet now, because I know that that's just much more productive than beating myself down with an iron fist when I don't stick to a certain healing plan. Yeah, that's my process. And I know that I'm going to get to where I need to get to. I mean, like, look at me. I'm so much better than I was, you know, just a few months ago. So I know that I'm headed in the right direction. And I'm giving myself grace through this healing process. So again, when I figure it out, when I figure it out and when I find what works for me, I'm going to share that in more detail, but I'm just still in the process of learning that. So, as you can see, and as I've said, my skin is doing really well. And I think that there are a number of factors that are contributing to the healing that I've experienced in recent months. One, it's summer. And I've been going for a lot of walks and like trying to be outside when the sun is out. I could definitely spend more time in the sun. But I know that vitamin D is like a huge factor in my healing, and soaking up the sun is so good for my skin. Like, it just makes a world of difference. So I know, like, without a doubt, that is contributing to the healing that I've experienced recently. I got a text message apparently. It's weird because you think that this would cause like more stress, but I'm completely unemployed right now because, as you all know, I'm a theater artist and an actor, and that ain't happening right now. And in a weird way, it's been a relief for me. And I've been able to, I know that I'm like very blessed to be able to live with my family and like have a roof over my head and a place to live, even though I'm out of work. And so my focus has really changed from like, oh, I gotta make money, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with my life, I'm starting to get better, to, well, no one is producing any sort of plays or theater right now. So what do I want to focus on? And how can I rest and how can I support my body? My focus is just changed. And so I know that that is also a huge factor in my healing, because I'm not stressing myself out over what's next. Mainly because the things that I was stressed out about before aren't even an option right now. And I think this time has also been eye-opening for me. I already felt this way. But again, not having theater as an option, not having like the career path that I was on as an option anymore, it's really helped me to just like release anxiety and release living up to expectations that weren't suiting me anymore. I really believe that a lot of my illness was coming from staying in an environment that was hurting me emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And I think that, especially as a Black woman in theater, it was rough. It was really rough. And I think actors in general are conditioned to be happy with the bare minimum, because there's so many actors. We're taught that we're expendable. If you're not going to do it, somebody else is. And when you're a Black actor, a Black woman actor, it's that and 10 times more. And I just continued to stay in an environment that wasn't using all of the gifts that I have and all that I have to offer. But because it was something that I wanted for so long, I believed that I had to go a certain path in order to use my gifts and do what God put me on this earth to do. But I think being sick this second time around, going through topical steroid withdrawal the second time around, one, it was really hard to not be able to perform and to see, you know, my friends continue to flourish and book shows and do things, but it also just really separated me from that culture and helped me realize, like, you don't even want to do this anymore, and you haven't wanted to do it for a while. To be really honest, the last show that I really wanted to do and that I enjoyed working on was Dreamgirls in 2017. And not to say that I haven't had fun doing shows since then, but a lot of it has just been like, okay, I got to do this to get the paycheck and to get my equity weeks. And it's like, what kind of way to live is that? Like, as an artist, as someone who has something to say, that's not a way to live. And so I think that I've stifled my voice for a very long time, and I'm not doing that anymore. And I think that that is a huge reason why I'm seeing the healing that I'm seeing now. Because instead of suppressing who I am, I'm finally letting myself be. And either you like it or you don't. Now, yeah, I'm going to save the rest for the next blog post, because like I said, I have a lot to say when it comes to that. But I did want to talk about that here, because I think that when we talk about healing, and especially from a chronic illness like eczema and topical steroid withdrawal, there's so much focus put on what we're eating, what supplements we're taking, and what we're putting on the skin. But emotional healing is just as important, if not more, to the overall healing process. All of that stress, all of that hurt that we hold on to, it affects our bodies. And it's so important to figure out what you need as an individual to be healthy, not just what you're eating and you know, what supplements you're taking, but what is your lifestyle? Like, what is your purpose? Who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Like, are you feeling supported? Are you feeling loved? Are you feeling seen in the environments that you're in? So yeah, if you're going through a healing journey, whether it's eczema or anything else, really evaluate all aspects of your life and trust your intuition. I spent so much money, so much money going to naturopaths, homeopaths, dermatologists, so many people who couldn't give me the answers. But when I finally said, you know what, I can't afford this anymore, I'm gonna just figure it out myself. Look at me now. So, and again, I'm not saying not to trust your doctors. I'm saying take what they give you, because not to say that I haven't gotten anything from the people that I've seen, but the missing piece was following my intuition. So I'm going to end it because I'll just keep talking forever. But that is my 15-month update. I'm so grateful for the healing that I have received and the healing that I'm going to receive. And I also just want to say, like, there is hope. If you're in the depths, the wilderness, as I called it, or as I call it, of your healing journey, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel and you will heal, but you just have to keep pushing and keep believing and keep going. So much love, everybody. And yeah, tune in for the next update for more. Please like and subscribe so you can continue to go on this journey with me, and check out the blog where I talk about so many other things, and this. Great, I'm gonna just stop talking because I feel like I'm talking in circles right now. Okay, cool. All right, love y'all. Bye.
But I toss and turn and scratch and burn. Oh, insomnia, you suck.